Sangonomiya Kokomi is getting a third rerun along with Scaramouche in the second half of version 3.8, which is now right at our doorstep. So with that comes the question that's been plaguing the minds of every Genshin player since the dawn of duo banner system. Should I pull for this character? Yes. But there's your answer, thank you, bye bye, see you. I kid, of course. Deciding whether you should spend your hard-earned Primo Gems or even worse, hundreds of dollars on any character is, believe it or not, a major financial decision, which can't and shouldn't be made hastily, because it does hurt to see them go. So for that reason, I'm here, acting as your financial guide for the day to help you decide why you should bankrupt all your savings on this exotic waifu. No, I'll give you all the pros and cons in my knowledge, so you can decide for yourself if you want to do that or not. But I'd still say that Kokomi is such a great character, her pros greatly overshadow her cons anyway. I'd also like to say that despite all my puns, Genshin Impact is a game. So it's just my opinion, but whether you want to pull for some character or not should really first and foremost be a question of do you want that character or not. What I mean is it shouldn't matter whether a character is broken, is meta or forgotten, is highly versatile, or makes you feel things you didn't think you could feel before. Now with all that Darman bullshit out of the way, here is why you should pull for Kokomi. Kokomi is one of the most versatile characters in the game. She has maintained her position in the top 10 of the Abyss charts for so many patches, and that in itself says a lot about her ability. She just works wonderfully in so many teams and roles, it's not hard to see why. She is pretty much the best in-slot premium option for almost every freeze team, and even if you're one of those people that take doing anything but meta as an insult to themselves, their father, and their primordial ancestors, she works wonderfully in most Dendro teams as well. Look, the way I see it, each element in Genshin Impact excels at one thing or the other. Like you have your alpha DPS elements, king of crowd control element, reaction elements, and even in this, somehow Hydro is the most versatile one that can sit comfortably with pretty much any of them. Oh, and don't say I forgot about Geo. Like, you're telling me the company itself forgot about it for more than a year. Kokomi can do it all. Her skill summons a jellyfish that applies Hydro to all the enemies nearby, making them vulnerable to freeze. The Hydro also allows for Dendro to take the spotlight with Hyper Bloom, Burgeon, or the plain and simple Boom Boom Bakadoom. Not to mention her skill also heals your active character. Now another great thing about how her kit works, her burst resets her skills, which means you get just an endless supply of Hydro as long as you build good enough energy recharge. Add to that, her burst also buffs her own damage and healing ability, and it all scales on HP. Now despite what I said earlier about Hydro, Kokomi herself can't really be characterized as a DPS. I mean, I think in this game you can pretty much build anyone as a DPS, but that is not an ideal role for Kokomi. She can still be a driver and proc a lot of damage with reactions. If you want, you can build her that way. I'll still highly recommend a support role for her though. But if you happen to want to build her as your main damage dealer, let me draw your attention to this. This passive talent of hers gives Kokomi even more buff on her damage that scales off of her healing bonus. So you can use the Ocean Huge set or something to get even more damage from her, but wait. Just right below it is the one thing that petrified every single person who pulled her on her first banner. What the fuck is this? Kokomi can crit. Ever. I mean, no, you can still build her to crit, but for that to work, you'll need to somehow get at least close to 140 plus crit rate. And why would you do that? Other than maybe for fun experiments, it's clearly not practical for an optimal experience with her kit, which clearly persists you to build as much HP as possible, which is also the reason why I recommended her in a support role, because not being able to crit, sucks. She does still deal quite a bit of damage with reactions, but that's about it. Now for the part that actually makes her so worth it, I'll personally use her in my Ayaka freeze team. Yes, I don't care about meta. Kokomi is a character that plays 3 roles in a freeze team. She provides Hydro to keep the enemies frozen, she heals the active character, and also buffs your DPS's damage. Being a Catalyst user, she can use the beloved Thrilling Tales of Dragons, arguably the best 3-star weapon in the game. Easy to get, and R5 being a 3-star weapon, this little book is probably an even better fit for her than her own dedicated 5-star weapon. Not only does it passive benefits the main DPS by giving them a 48% attack bonus for 10 seconds, in her hand, even the main stat goes perfectly, with HP as a main stat, though obviously less than the 5-star or even 4-star weapons. This combined with the passives makes Thrilling Tales of Dragons an almost ideal choice for Kokomi in a freeze team. You can also use the Tenacity of the Millelith set on her to get yourself even more buffs. This set almost goes hand in hand with her kit as well, as her skill hits continuously for the time it remains on field. With this set, you'll get an extra 20% attack bonus to all party members, plus the 2-piece bonus gives you an additional 20% HP. Right what we needed. Now I don't think I even need to explain why she'd be such a good addition to your Dendro teams. I mean, she'll heal your team, provide constant Hydro. Is that enough? Now there's one more question that may come into your mind. Constellations. Are they worth it? Now even if after my saying it multiple times, you're still going for a DPS Kokomi, go C6. Can't afford it? Go C1. Everyone else? Do nothing. C0 is good enough. Now that's where all my facts in. Now some personal biases. Kokomi has one of the most beautiful character designs that this game has come up with. In fact, I personally think she has the best character design in all of Inazuma characters. A bold statement, I know. And her animations are just so satisfying to watch. So if even after all that you're still unsure if you want to pull for Kokomi, I know just the thing you should do. Pull for Wanderer.
Die.
Thanks a lot for watching. Please leave a like if you find this video helpful. I'd also like to let you know that I'll also be pulling for Kokomi myself on this account. So if you want to see my experience dealing with the global insanity-inducing catastrophic event called 50-50, hit that subscribe button. That was it from me and I'll see you next time.